All right, we're in the International Party 9-hole Cup. It's on New Year's Day, 1st of January 2022. Look at that. Been installing floors all day, so hold on a second. I gotta clean all the dust off my glasses so I can actually see what the hell's going on. Get my stylus, got my calculator out, and got some rough notes. I'm just going to go out and play. I'm just going to go out and have some fun and play it like it's one-on-one and wherever I end up. My whole goal number one, shoot minimum score. And let's see if we can pick up some shots. Here we go. Hole number one, I'm going to take an APOC. And I didn't list what ball that I'm taking on that hole. I think I used a Titan. I think I did. I think. Now, I went back and looked at this hole, and I used that bag right there and a Titan. And I think the shot to the right, even though you gotta really know, you have to play this hole a few times getting it over there. This one here is the rough bump to the right. I was thinking this was the other par. There's another par 4 where you can hit it straight forward or you can bring it to the right. You're actually shorter if you bring it to the right. I'll have to remember there's a whole conversation to have on that hole when we get to it. All right, this hole here I'm going to play with that wind. That wind's kind of neutral for us on the drive. It's going to be that same shit on the approach shot. My opponent's wasting their turn. Maybe they're going to play the Bears. All right, let's see if they can get out there. Hitting it perfect. El perfecto. Nice. There is a way to get over on this if you bring out a big ball, but you really want to do it when you've got wind. You got a favorable wind. Okay, 4-5, that's 3 rings, and I'm going to pull it just a little more. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can do the same thing my opponent did. Do a little hop. All right, I should be in my Grizzly. I didn't write down any numbers, so I mean, I'm gonna take it just straight right at it. I don't have any numbers for it, so I'm just gonna do a straight up wherever I'm at in my Grizzly, divided. The wind divided by wherever I'm at in my Grizzly. No plus or minus. I wrote down notes for all the other holes, but I didn't write anything down for this one. Arrgh. See if they can get it in. Should have paid attention to where they were setting it up. Isn't it perfect? El perfecto. Close. Pushed off just a little bit at the end. And there's Max. There's Min. Max. I'm about mid-club. I'm just going to do a 1 per ring. Or 3. I have no idea what the adjustment is, but I'm just going to do a full 4-3, even though I'm at mid club. Hitting it perfect. It's going to come up short with that headwind and all the backspin I put on there. It's going to come up. It's going to get pushed off like that. The first time it bounces and that backspin hits, it's pushing it back every bounce after that. I mean, it's just really killing it. I don't like having to come. I'm going to have to. This hole right here, I haven't played this hole very much because this hole's only been in 2 tournaments. And I haven't played it in tour play, so I haven't had an opportunity to really get a game plan on it from that spot. But I think there was a shot that you can take where you can try and get over to the other side. And it's really tricky because you got to bring out a big ball, and it's a bounce, steady bounce. You've got to get your bounces right. It's 2 bounces, and then you're taking the over the river. All right, that is not what we're looking for. Hole 3, hole number 2, sniper. I'm bringing a Titan. I played these holes with a Titan the other day. I think I only switched it up on one hole, so I'm just going to play them all with a Titan. Except for hole number 9, I'm gonna. It depends on which way the wind was blowing, because I was really kind of. We had headwind the other day, and the Zerk didn't do well. I'm in mid club. It's 1.1. So there's 2-2. 2 rings is 2-2. And a little. Ah! Caught it great to the right. And that's the worst side to hit it on. Like if you hit it great to the left there, the wind's blowing from the left going to the right. So if you hit it to the left, you might get lucky. Maybe you didn't do the pull right. You didn't get the wind right. But on the right-hand side, if you're on the other side of the wind, it usually never works out. Arr. Would have been pretty close on a perfect, though. It drifts off there at the end if you're not on the perfect track going to the cup. So it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell on this hole, like where you would have ended up on a perfect unless you actually hit a perfect. Some holes you can get a pretty good idea, but my opponent was flashing me some shit. I wasn't paying attention, but I did see them flashing me some stuff. I have no idea what they said. Got some jewelry. That looks like it might be in the hole. Close. Close. All right. These par 5s. Seemed like there were some pretty good looks at Albie on these par 5s. I've got on my note for this next one that I'm in my Grizzly range, so I'm at max Grizzly. So anytime you can get into your, especially if you can get into your short iron range, if you can get in your short iron range, man, you got a real good shot at it. But long iron works. All right, hole number 3. Let's go see. I've got on my notes extra mile. So this will be bag number 1. Bag number 1. Let's see what the hole is. I don't remember any of the holes. I played it the other day for the first. I played the course. I didn't practice. I didn't do anything. I just qualified, and just went out there and shot them. All right. There's a rough bump on this hole as well. And I'm going to do 5% plus 5% to the cup. I smoked the edge of the cup the other day. Let's see if my opponent can get up there. And I pulled back to the plus 10 mark. So I'm going to take an extra mile of Tighten max top spin. Maximum right hand side spin. Probably. And then I'm going to pull it back to the plus 10 mark. My opponent can get around there nicely. What you don't want to do is ruin it and get caught up in that rough in the front. You can still recover, but you pretty much took yourself out of the decent shot for Albie. And I'm going to pull it back to the plus 10. I want to be in the center of that fairway. 2-3. It's 2.1 per ring, so it's a little over a ring. Hitting it perfect. I'm just trying to get out there as close to that edge as I can without hitting it. Give myself the best opportunity for a rough bump. Nice and easy. That hole right there, this hole, if you come at this hole, if you've played this hole a lot in one-on-one, this hole can be very difficult with a lower developed ball. Like when you're going through that gap right there, how you have to come into it. You need to apply that little bit of curl to keep it because of where your bounces are at with that ball. Now, either my opponent doesn't know that there's a rough bump there. They're in a great spot for it. I wasn't paying attention. They may be in between clubs. That is one of there are several of these holes that is a risk. All right, let's see where we're at. I'm in my Grizzly. And there's Max. There's the man. I'm going to play it at 1 per ring. So it's 2.2. It's 2.31 rings. Even though I'm in mid club. 2.31 rings. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 1. Getting it perfect. And I was just on the other side the other day. I slightly overpulled it. And I did I wasn't sure. I was in mid club, and so I did a max adjustment at 2.2, but that would have been divided by 1.1, would have been 2.1, and I was 2.1, 2.0. That little teeny bit right there. Arrgh. Missed it on both sides of the cup. That is a heartbreaker. That's the round ruiner right there. Going out here and not putting yourself in the right spot so that you have the best opportunity to go for the Albie or go for the eagle or go for picking up that shot. Not putting yourself in the best spot and just having to recover and get up there is like, I mean, that's just part of getting minimum score, but not getting minimum score on a hole like that when they weren't in the rough. They were just right off the green. All right, hole number 4. What is hole number 4? I didn't write anything down. I've got APOC and Titan, Kingfisher. It looked like I was in minimum Kingfisher, and I was doing a 20% adjustment. Let's see if we can get the eagle here. We've got to get the eagles on these par fours. I think just about every hole out here, we've got a pretty decent, we can put ourselves in a pretty decent shot to go for it. All right. Hit a one ring great to the right. Just trying to concentrate on that there because I'm trying to get used to that APOC because it has so much more curl, and on a shot like this, you can trying to figure out how many rings to the left to take it so that I don't end up in that sand low, and I'm way the hell uphill. That's why I'm uphill of where I'm trying to go to, so now I'm a little bit closer than I was. So I was in minimum Kingfisher, but I actually might be in my Rapier range. If I'm in my Kingfisher, I'm going to do 2.2 per ring. And if I'm in my Rapier, I'm probably going to be towards max. And that's at 1.2. We'll see. It looks like I'm close enough that I might be in my Rapier range. Might be in between clubs. That would suck. I'd use my Rapier. All right, I'm right there. 1.2 per ring. So it's 3.2 equals divided by 1.2. It's 3.2 rings. Is that right? I guess it is right. 3.2 rings. There's 3.2 rings. Ah! Great to the right. Damn it. That was in the hole on a perfect. Arrgh! You can definitely get reads on those types of holes where it rolls out like that and you don't have that. Some of them, especially when you're that close, you can definitely get the read. That adjustment was perfect. Execution sucked. In one-on-one play, and I have in the past, like, I think it's been maybe the last couple times this has been in a tournament, like coming closer like that, but I have taken the dunk on this so many times. In one-on-one play, that's the only way that I play this hole. And this hole used to be in, seems like this hole was like in Tour 8 or Tour 9, and I played this hole a lot. All right. That was not the eagle that we needed to get on that hole. That's a hole we needed to pick out. Want anything special to have, we're going to have to pick up something. We're running out of holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 holes to go, and I'm going to have to pick them all up. Screw this. Let's just start picking them up right now, and we'll just pick them all up. We'll end with the bang. See? Right there. Bang. Good luck in the tournament. All right, we're not making much progress here. Hole number 5. Got a rock and a Titan. Rock. Okay, I remember which hole this is. This is a big par 5 here, I think. Plus 5 to the cup. 1.05. I'm going to do a 5% adjustment to the cup times whatever the wind is. On the drive, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm always amazed when people hit over to that area over there, because this is one of, in my opinion, the deal is that this is one of those things where you work really hard to get into an area and you're like, hell yeah, I got out there. And then you get out there and you're like, man, this shot sucks. I just think that angle from up there, if you draw a circle, you're inside of that circle if you go down below. So you have a better shot right at the cup than you do if you're up here. And let's see if it's right. I mean, let's see where my opponent's at. They got where they were trying to get to. Now let's see if I can get to where I'm trying to get to. I guess that would be the question. Oh, we got a headwind today. Little bit of a headwind. And just a sliver of topspin. 2-2. And I want to put a little teeny bit of curl on it and a little teeny bit of power. Hit it one ring grate to the right. Now, I did not get all the way down in there, but that's a pretty good spot right there. There's what I like on this next shot is if in this pocket down here, if my sniper, if I can get my red line is right on the transition between the rough and the fairway, because then that gives me the maneuverability to move anywhere down in that pocket with my sniper to adjust the shot. So every ring back you're from that, you're going to have to apply a little bit of topspin to make up the difference. And if I don't have to, the less topspin I have to apply, the better, because this hole tends to run. Even though it's uphill, it tends, it's the way that the greenskeepers have cut it. And if you play golf in the real world, you know exactly, I mean, you laugh, but if you play golf in the real world, greenskeepers will do that. They'll cut on a hill where you're like, hey, it's going to roll down that hill and it'll get stuck. Or, hey, it should be rolling right now and it's not. So I'm in this perfect spot where I've got good access to the front. And this gives me the ability to pull back a little from that red line and still set up my shot with very limited maneuverability. Okay, 2.4. It's 2.52 rings. There's 2.5. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. I think it's going to be short. And I left it a little short because yeah, I think if it would have had enough speed to be pin high, it might have just been sitting on the edge right there. It was pretty damn close. And that was at the 5%. And I thought that I had it a little bit too close and that was because of the headwind. It's always better on the days when you're making, all of those shots are dropping. You're not just close. All right, now I have 4 holes. Now I have to pick up all of these holes. I mean, there's no shot. I mean, I think you got to have at least a 15 in order to win. And you'd have to have a 15, I think, just in order to get a banner. So if you got a 15, I think you're almost guaranteed a banner. Maybe not in every bracket, but I think in most brackets in rookie, you shoot a 15, you're going to get a banner. And in a lot of those brackets, if you shoot a 15, you're probably going to win. And it may boil down to your tiebreakers, but I think you got a really good shot. So we've got 4 holes left, and I'm on the -12 track, so that means I got to pick up 3. So that means I got to pick up 3 of the next 4 holes. So I better get busy. Let's start right here on this par 3. Okay, I'm using a sniper and a katana. Which way is the wind blowing? Okay, I'm using a katana. I was at Min Club at 1.2 per ring, and I'm doing a 12.5% adjustment. So it's 1.125. 25 times whatever the wind is. Let's go pick my bag so I don't have to waste any time when I'm out there. So I'm taking a sniper and I'm taking a katana. All right, here we roll. Here we roll. Rolling out on the course. Playing some golf clash. But of course. Welcome to the channel, Charger. Thanks for going fast. All right, here we go. All right, I remember this hole now. I tried to wipe it from my memory banks. Okay, minimum club, 1.2 per ring, and I'm doing a 12.5% adjustment. So I have no idea what that really works out to, but let's see what my opponent's doing. They're definitely using the same stuff as me. I don't like the fact that you're revving the nubs. This is one of those areas where, like you want to be dead center in the middle of that. And not that it would have been that much closer to the cup when it raced by it, but the speed there was all that overpower. Damn, minimum club. Min Club, right at it. All right, 3.8 divided by 1.2. It's 3.56 rings. There's 3, 5, 6. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Come on. Are we going to get something to drop today? Oh, smoking it again. I've had a pretty good round. Actually, when you go back and you look at the holes where I put it, it's been a pretty decent round. This would be where you're playing a full tournament, and like this would be the front 9, and you haven't really picked anything up, but you're feeling pretty froggy about it. You always need to come out of every round at least picking up 1. And some of these tournaments like this one, I mean, really, you need to be at 30. This is a 30 tournament, so I mean, if you want to win a tournament or was a full tournament with these holes, you'd be looking at 30. You can't afford to drop or not pick up. Especially the mid par 4 and the last par 4, those holes you really got to put out a killer effort. I think all 3 of the par 3s in this are also very, very makeable. All right, 7, 8, 9. Now I've been dicking around. I thought that I had a choice, but now I have no choice. So let me go pick my bag. I've got a Titan and an APOC written down here, and it says that I'm going to get into my rapier range, maybe. I think this is the hole that I was talking about at the very beginning of the video. Here, hold on. Got to clear out a slot. You never want to play without an empty slot. If you're playing to win, I'm playing to pick up shots and hopefully win one of these chests while I'm at it. Constantly working on clubs. So this is the hole this the hole I was thinking of? Yes. Where you can come down into this finger down here. And if you draw a line from the tee box or from the green to that spot and do an arc where I'm hitting it to out here, you're actually closer from the other side. However, because of the way that you have to come into the green, it's fairway all the way to the water. There's no real rough bump there, and it's pretty short. So I'm not sure, like on that shot, whether, you know, like how much backspin you'd have to put on it in order to woe it up. But if you're out in the straightforward, you got a pretty straightforward shot into it. So I was at minimum Kingfisher. I'm going to try and get back into that same area. And we've got tailwind, so we got wind helping us. Although I didn't need to hit it, if I would have hit it much farther than what I hit it, I would have been in the rough. I would have overhit it. Now, I don't have anything down here for the drive, but if we do have, you know, we've got pure tailwind. Yeah, if you can get out to the tip of this finger and you draw an arc out, I don't know that we can get inside that arc, so you may be able to get closer to the hole. My opponent's going to end up lucky. Got out of the sand. That'll work. Perfecto. All right, I'm going to take 4 or 5 out, and I'm going to take off 1 topspin. Because the other day when I hit, and I think I might have hit it, I still might have hit it too far. It's going to be close. Good. I was about half that distance to the rough the other day, and I hit against not a pure headwind, but a headwind coming in from the left, and about at 45 degrees. And I did max overpower with max topspin and almost went under the rough. So with tailwind, not taking the wind out, and with all that topspin, there's a good chance that I could have ended up in the rough, and that would ruin it. Ruin it. All right, we have got to make this shot. Let's quit dicking around. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, I'm in mid club, so it's 3.4 times 1.2 equals divided by 2.4, 1.7 rings. Okay, there's 1, 5, 6, 7. Hitting it perfect. Come on. Come on. Come on. Woo! Finally. Finally got one to sink. All right. Now we just need to hit this next one dead on and get a hole-in-one on it. I got a hole-in-one on it yesterday, or day before yesterday, so it is in the deal. It works. Winning it. All right, let's go open that chest. Let's go clear a slot. Save a gem. Picking up some more cards for the club card trading. All right, where are we at? What hole are we on? Okay, I think any bag will work. Play. Picking a sniper. I'm doing 20% to the cup on this one as well. 1.2. I'm in mid club at 1.1 per ring times whatever the wind is. I go first. 4.1 equals divided by 1.1. 4.47 rings. Okay, 4.47 rings. There's 4, 5. Ah! That one ring right to the right. And it will miss. That shot right there is money. That was, and the deal is the way that it comes out right there is perfect. Would have been in the hole on the, in between the flagpole and the other side of the cup. Right there. I think every hole's been like that. I've had a pretty good round, even though I've only picked up one shot. I think the round overall has been pretty decent. I've had a lot of perfects into the cup. Haven't made a lot of them, which is, those are the heartbreakers to me. People go, oh, that was a heartbreaker when they missed it and it smoked the cup. But you know, they hit it great and they almost got lucky and it went in. But when you hit it perfect and you feel like you've got your numbers right, what sucks is, like today, on the ones that I didn't hit perfect, those are the ones that if I'd hit perfect, they would have went in the hole. And the ones that I hit perfect are the ones that I was still trying to work that number a little. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. I'm just a golfer. Okay, I can still salvage somewhat of a reputation if I can get an Albie on the last hole. Because there ain't no going back to do the other ones over again. Let's check my opponent out. They're sporting some jewelry. Got a bronze and a major. It's a draw. All right. No, I can still salvage something. I mean, you got to think the minimum score of -12. I mean, that's got to be deep, right? I mean, you got to have, I mean, this course, you can't not. You're not going to get anywhere if you can't shoot the minimum score on this. All right, which way's the wind blowing? We're not getting favorable or unfavorable wind. And the other day we were getting a headwind and it killed it. I mean, like laid it way the hell down. There's a shadow. So the farthest that I've ever been is I have ended up in the sandway down here in an expert round with big wind, big, I mean, pure tailwind, power 5, and pounded it down there. But typically when you're in rookie, there's a sand trap right here, this one that's on the left-hand side, and there's some shadows that creep out into the fairway. And if you can get to those shadows, that's like sniper range right there. Like, you got a really good shot with a sniper. But if you can bring a bigger club, like, and not necessarily one that has topspin, but like if you can get away with getting up there with a Guardian, and this green is, it feels to me like this green is slightly different, but there is another hole that looks very similar to this one. Let's think about what I want to play here, because like the other day I brought a power 5 ball to see how far I could pound myself out there. But I really don't think that we have a shot here at like a serious Albie. Even if I bring out a power 5 ball. I will bring a power 5 ball. And I'm going to bring my number 5 bag, but I'm going to switch my sniper up for a Guardian. Now, even if you have a level 8 Guardian and it's only got like the 225 topspin, it's still better because it's got that extra distance. So that extra distance is big. And today I'm not going to be playing against a headwind, so that'll help a little. All right, I think that's the bag. Now, this is risky because the drive shot is a max OP shot, and if you're off trajectory and you end up in the rough, you're screwed. Or if you end up clipping the rough and then you're doubly screwed by picking the Guardian, because now you've got distance, which is good, but now you need topspin and you don't have topspin. So a big dog would have been better. If you got lower developed stuff, big dog, cat. When they're real low level, I think a cat and a big dog, I think the big dog's still better. Okay, 3-6. I'm going to move it. And then I'm going to put the forward moving wind back on. And I want to put a little bit of curl on it. Isn't it perfect? And let's see if I can get down to those shadows. The other day there was like a 4 mile an hour headwind, pretty close to 4 or right at 4, and it was way short of those shadows. So like that area right there is great sniper range, but I was halfway between the mogul before it and those. So like in this area here in the center of that, and that area blue with sniper, even with a 5 power ball. If I'm far enough up there with the Guardian where I can get close enough where when I apply, if I apply right hand side spin to pull the ball back with the backspin, I might get a pretty good drop towards the cup. I think this is a very low percentage. There's another hole in this game that reminds me of this one. But this is like there was a glitch that happened in the game for a while on like longest drive, but I think the longest drive that I have on my account was on this hole, because this is the hole that you can like test bed. You can go out there and like really see what flies. All right, I am up in the cup. Let's see if I put. Okay, 3-9. It's 1.1 per ring. So there's 3-3. That leaves me 6. That's a half. So I'm going to go 3.5 rings. I'm going to put some curl to bring it back over to the cup. Isn't it perfect? I had a little teeny bit of overpower that I did not mean to put on there. All right, that's as close as I could get it. That works. That works. What was a shot at? I had a look. The deal there is that is blind. I mean, if it went in, that would have been total shit luck. Well, I think a 13 is probably maybe a top 30. Maybe. In my mind, you would think that there would be a ton of 13s, and so I did come in with a 15 tiebreaker. So I'm going to be at the top of whatever the 13s are. I'm going to be pretty close to the top. But I do believe that at 15, we'll have to see who's at the top, but I think a 15 won it. At a minimum. All right, let's see if we can get it in the hole. You can get good at long putts, you can get good at getting it close. That's the key. I'll tell you, starting off in one-on-one, especially with as it got to like mid-developed clubs and stuff, I learned really quick, and it's a lesson that I don't think a lot of my opponents have ever learned. And the trick is that minimum score. A lot of people don't talk about minimum score. I've been talking about minimum score since the beginning, because the whole deal is like, if you look at these courses and play for the minimum to the point where you're consistently always putting yourself in the right spot, you're going to start getting drops. It's like today. If you've watched this video up to this point, a lot of those shots were right there. And you get a little teeny bit of luck on your side, or you just get even a little of those to drop. It really changes your real estate. Good game. Good game. Good luck in the tournament. All right, I am the top 13, and that put me in 4th place. That's unbelievable. That any one of those shots that I missed would have put me, and let's see what their tiebreaker is. Let's see what the person in second's tiebreaker is. 12. So that just any one of those shots would have put me in second. First at minus 14. Wow, that's unbelievable. Let's see what their tiebreaker was. Minus 12. Look at that. Any one of those shots going in this bracket, and I'm not sure. I think most of the brackets played. There were still a few people down at the bottom, but I checked theirs, and they all had like 11s and 12s coming in. There's a 13 right there. I got a 13 going. What'd they get? They got a 13 in the opener. So somebody coming up could potentially pop out a 14, and if they did, they'd win. If they get an Alvy on that last hole, they win. That's big. That's big. A few people down here at the bottom. Yeah, that's what it takes, is just like just a little teeny bit of luck on your side. I feel like that was a great round, even though I ended up 4th, and I hate 4th. I have a bunch of 4ths. Like a bunch of 4ths. Like it goes pretty deep down in here, and I'm still 4th. So all of those, and let's see how deep it goes. There's still a 4th. There's a 5th. The Voyager. Okay, so the City of Lights tournament started the deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 4ths, and 3 of them in majors. I hate 4th. It sucks. One shot. Any one of those. And I actually feel like that was a pretty decent round. I did pick one up. But I feel like even on I think there was 2 of the greens that I didn't hit the shot into the cup perfect. And I feel like on those 2 that if I would have hit it perfect, those were the ones like I do have those dialed in, and those would have went in. The other ones I hit perfect and they didn't go in. Those were heartbreakers. All right. Good round. Didn't get the finish I was looking for because I didn't get the score I was looking for, but great round. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2022. And I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.